What's up, guys? Here's Jose from realjose.com. Um, I just wanted to share with you my experience during the real estate retreat, this real estate work session that I had down in Miami. I know I just uploaded a couple of videos a week ago, but this time, since I just went back home and I started my new journey, I wanted to give you a balance of what did we learn, how good it was, how how well we had that time over there in the real estate retreat in Miami. So for those that you may know, you might follow me. Um, I just have like a year working on the real estate, and I've had the opportunity to be in other brokerage and learning, starting this real estate career, until I had the opportunity to find out what I was missing, what I was looking for, and get that clarity, that needed clarity to start your career, because you don't know what you actually ignore until you start to see, and you start to find out some other persons doing different stuff, and you start to to get curious about how they do, what they do in order to get those results. So well, with that being said, I just had this second real estate retreat, and I gained so much clarity, so much simplicity, which is very important in order to focus yourself in some aspects of your business. So to be said that many people, they found out that the real estate as a work, as a job, as a part-time or as a full-time job. So just for start, what I just found is that once you start to get very involved in this new approach or this new perspective of the real estate business, you start to focus on that as a business, as an actual business. So just to give you like a summary of what we found out there in the real estate retreat. Okay, we had a lot of, not a lot, but we have plenty sponsors that they gave you another vision of what's going on in the market, financial products, real estate products, projects, new constructions, new developments. What's going on in the market? What's the people looking for? What are they focusing on? So to be said that many realtors, they dedicate themselves at international real estate business. They are international advisors. So this opens up all of the all of the ideas that you may have of the real estate business as well. So it's kind of having a local execution in a global vision, in a wide vision. So that's one of the first gains or traits that you find in the real estate retreat. Second, okay, well, you start to find out how to translate your financial goals into activities, into particular activities. So you start to, you start choosing what to do, what not to do, focusing on your priorities. Um, you know, so we are in the first, in the first day, they start telling you a little bit about this urgency sensation that we might find, because we all want the results, immediate results. We all want to be a salesperson, a successful salesperson. We all want to be acknowledged as one of the best in the area or in a specific market, or some other dreamers, they want to find, they want to be acknowledged as the best realtor ever. So this is a very common myth in the real estate industry. What I found out is that there are many people that, through the constancy or, persistence of what they're actually doing, they just get the results, and with the proper companion, the proper coaching, they just start to, discover many aspects of their execution, planning, controlling, you know building up your team, finding the proper persons to dedicate to some activities that some other people they can do that. So you just can focus on your conversations or in your marketing strategy, or in your market knowledge, which is very important in this real estate industry. So well, they started at the first day, finding out what are your goals and what are your leverage points, or who are your leverage people or your leverage team in order to achieve those goals. We all have those questions. The thing is, do we have the answer, or are we looking for the answers for that, or are we developing a methodology in order to get there? Or do we have any examples, any testimonies, even in our office or in our context? Do we have any examples of people not only being successful, which is something that sometimes is very rare, but maybe not in my case, because I'm very familiar now with very successful agents. And as I'm getting familiar with them, I'm starting to become something like them as I start practicing and working on my habits and on my skills. But what I wanted to ask you is, have you considered the importance of having accountability partners, but not only accountability partners entitled as that, just actually living that experience? That's a very important difference. It might sound very trivial for some people, for some of you, but there's a very important difference between knowing something or acknowledging something and executing and committing to something, to what's that, the goals, the activities, and discarding what you won't do, setting apart something that you won't focus on, so you can have all of your attention in some particular aspects of your career or of your business. Well, what we had in our, first and second day was very based on what's the market doing, what are the customers looking for, the clients are what they're looking for. There's some do's and don'ts. Of course, it depends on every situation is different. Every agent is in a different moment of their career. But in your case, in my case, I found where I am. I found out some stuff that I was doing wrong, that I just shouldn't be doing nothing on that, okay? And some stuff that I had to do right now. Okay, with that being said, we talked a little bit about how to become a listing agent, how to develop good deals, how to deal with persons, negotiations, best practices of negotiation. So if you ever consider, we all know that we need that. Or some people, they don't know that they need those skills. Some of them, they actually recognize that they need some negotiation skills and conversation skills, listing agent skills. But anyway, we had the opportunity to get some best practices of the industry, and see that in other person close to you, people that you can interact with. Okay. What else? So we also had a moment to speak about personal finances, which, Orlando Montiel is very persistent in that subject for all of us. So out of many ways to make money in this industry, you start to find out that there are some other ways to make residual income, not only by doing transactions. There are many ways, platforms, multimedia. There are many ways that you can make money, and you can focus on that. And what millionaires actually do, they have around 7 sources of residual income. So, okay, we should start with the first one, and then the second one, and so on. So that's when you start to treat your career as a business, not only as a job, a full-time job. This is something that I found out in some other brokerages, that they want you to be a full-time realtor, but good question is, are you developing an actual business that you can be dependent or you can rely on? That's a good question. How to get familiar to a business environment. Come from feeling fair to the action, from information dispersed, so from dispersed information to specific knowledge. That's something very useful. When I started my real estate career, I was so disoriented, and I had many help, from my other brokerages as well. So I knowledge that I found some help in them, but the industry, I'm talking about the industry, and getting related, getting closer, getting familiar to those who actually knows and masters the the market moment that we're living right now. And that's a question that we always might be looking for the answer. What's the market moment that we're actually facing? Okay, there's no universal answer for that. We're always in the same search. And finally, we had in the third day, we had this speaker, Gary Breca. Long story short, he just told us how to become more productive by taking care of our actual health, being preventive and working on our habits so we can be, more productive, have more energy in order to become good at, dealing, negotiating, and there are many easy or simple techniques that you can work in, and you can integrate that into your life so you can have, more more space or more clarity, more energy, to be very concrete on what you do. I had the opportunity to make a question to him, and I was thinking on procrastination. Why always us, every real estate agent ends procrastinating something. Sometimes we have to do the call. Sometimes to do, you have to do the market research. Sometimes you have to do, property search for this or that. Sometimes you have to do many things on the day at the same time, when in parallel you're having a part-time job, or you're having a hobby, or you don't want to make a mess with your life, which is actually one of our goals. So he mentioned, some good practices for sleeping well, for taking care of your body. As a biologist, he has many stories. He just took care of Grant Cardone, and he just gave us, the testimony on that. So I really found it very, very interesting, because this actually was mind blowing. So since I heard his his point, his exposition, his talk about what he does, I started to make my breathing exercises every morning and every night, and my sleep quality just changed a lot. And I feel like, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel a lot better, and I'm more energetic with what I do, more organized. Well, that's the story about the real estate retreat for all of you that you might find some curiosity about that. If you find someone that is needing some help or advice or information about that, just share this video. We're always working in our transformation from secret agent to real estate agent, and from a full-time job to an actual business. And guess what? You can apply all of this knowledge to your personal life, to what, I'm not only a realtor, I have a podcast, I have my music career as well, and I'm trying to integrate all of that. It's been very useful. So everything I learned, it works for my personal life, for my real life, and I wanted to share that to you, not only to keep it for myself, but also to share it to you guys. So if you have any questions, just type it, drop a line, and we can start a talk. Thank you.